Welcome to SoCal Training Team. Today, I am going to tell you how to become an administrator in the state of California for an adult residential facility. I'm going to give you the steps and I'm going to give you the location of also where you go to become certified as an administrator as well. Now, first of all, what can you do with an administrator certificate? With an adult residential facility administrator certificate, you can become an administrator for an adult residential facility that houses adults ages 18 to 59. So let's talk about it. So adult residential facility, or we like to call it an ARF. How do you become an administrator is the question. So the first thing you need to do in order to become an administrator is you need to take the 35-hour ARF Initial Certification. This course is typically a 5-day course. Runs Monday through Friday, and it goes over all the different aspects that you need to know in order to become an administrator, and it also prepares you for an exam. So where do I find this 35-hour initial certification course? There are a couple of ways to find out where you take this course. This course is provided by vendors of Community Care Licensing, CCL. So on the Community Care Licensing website, ccl.ca.gov, there's a list of vendors that are qualified to teach this course to you. SoCal Training Team happens to be on that list. So you can find us at SoCalTrainingTeam.com. When you visit our website, if you're looking for the 35-hour initial certification course, you're going to go under Initial Certification, and then you're going to go under ARF Initial Certification, and you'll find a schedule of classes that we provide every month towards this certificate. Now, what I want to talk about with this certificate, what are some of the reasons why you would need this certificate, and how is it important to you? What can you do with this certificate? So, well, let me back it up a little bit before I talk about what you can do with the certificate. So, the ARF admin certificate, it allows you to oversee operations at an adult residential facility that serves client ages 18 to 59. But before you can become an administrator, you want to have some experience working in a facility. Now, mind you, anybody can take this ARF 35-hour course, but that doesn't mean you qualify to be an administrator. So you want to have experience working in a facility, and that experience you want to have at least 1 year. And that's 1 year as a direct support staff. As a direct support staff. After that 1 year, you can become a qualified administrator. After that 1 year. So ARF, 35-hour experience working in a facility, and then 1 year as a direct support staff. All right. Let me erase that. You guys can go back to that if you need to by rewinding the video. So for the ARF 35-hour course, anyone can take this course. Well, I shouldn't say anyone can take this course. You have to be at least 21 to be an administrator. So if you are not 21 years of age, you cannot become an administrator. As far as experience, you don't need experience to actually take the 35-hour course. This could be a course that you take previous to previous you working in a residential facility. Anyone can get this certificate, but you may not have the qualifications to qualify it as an administrator. So you want to make sure you keep that in mind. So what happens after you take this ARF 35-hour course? So what this course does is it prepares you for licensing test or the CCLD test. You have to take a test in order to get your administrator certificate. In order to get your administrator certificate, you need to score at least a 70% on the test. After you complete the class, you schedule your exam, you pass the test, you get at least a 70% on your test, you'll get your certificate in the mail. Certificate in the mail within, takes a while, guys. It takes about 90 days plus to get your certificate. And actually, you do not get it in the mail. This certificate is actually emailed to you once it is approved. Now, there's a couple of nuances in getting your administrator certificate that we need to talk about. If you have a criminal background, and it's a felony, most likely you cannot get your ARF certification because you have to be able to pass a FBI, DOJ, and child abuse index. If you have criminal background and it's a misdemeanor, it depends on what type of misdemeanor it is. So there are some misdemeanors that eliminate you from getting your administrator certificate, and then there's some that are allowable depending on how long the crime had taken place. So you want to keep that in mind. I have a lot of people, they come and take the class, they don't mention their background, and when they go take so to take the course, there's no specific qualifications as far as fingerprinting or any questions that we ask. Anyone can enroll in the course. Why? Because we would infer that you have taken and done your research on the course to determine whether or not you will meet those requirements. So what happens is a lot of people, they'll come take our course and then later on they'll say, man, Leonardo, I have something in my background, so I couldn't pass. And I wish you guys would say something ahead of time. That way we can navigate you through the process, and determine whether or not you should waste your time either taking the course or decide whether to send someone else to the course. So now this is just for adult residential facility. You could actually use this same process for any other designation: group home, short-term residential therapeutic program, residential care facility for the elderly. The process is the same. It's just what happens for the different designations, and I'll write down the designations. You have ARF, which is adult residential facility. You have GH, which is group home. You have STRTP, which is short term residential therapeutic program. And then you have RCFE, which is residential care for the elderly. So these are your 4 different designations that you can get administrator certificates for. They all require a different amount of hours, but today I'm just going through the adult residential facility. But I know that other people are interested in some of these other designations. So I wanted to give you the amount of hours that it takes to complete these programs. So for ARF, it's 35 hours, 35-hour course. For group home, it's a 40-hour course. For short-term residential therapeutic program, it's a 40-hour course. And for RCFE, residential care facility for the elderly, it is an 80-hour course. And this is all related to initial certification. So this is all initial certification. This is for new administrators. So people that are becoming an administrator for the first time. Now, there are requirements for you to keep up with after you get any of these initial certifications. You have to, for all these certifications, it's all the same. You need 40 hours every 2 years. Every 2 years of continuing ed. That's how you maintain your certificate. You have to complete 40 hours every 2 years to maintain those certificates. So let me just recap. In order for you to become an administrator, doesn't matter the type, to be honest with you. In order for you to become an administrator, you need to take the initial certification through a qualified, certified vendor. You can visit us at SoCalTrainingTeam.com. We are a vendor. The second thing you need, after you complete the course, you have to take a test. You have to take an exam, multiple choice, true, false. It is an open book exam. You have to score at least a 70% on that test in order to be successful. And then after you take the exam, you basically submit fingerprint and you submit an application along with the fee. And within 90 days, sometimes more, they'll send you a certificate via email. I know that licensing is currently backed up, so it is taking longer for you to get that together. And let's talk about one more thing, which is important. And just to let you guys know, experience is key in all these. No matter what designation or facility, type of facility you're trying to open, you have to have experience. You want to have experience. Whether you're opening up your own facility, you're working for a facility, experience is key. So let's talk about one more thing when it comes to facility, because all this ties together. So let's go back to ARF Initial, or ARF certification, I should say. So with your ARF certification, after you complete your certificate, that's where you can pick it up in another video that I've done. But that is one of the requirements that you need in order to submit your application to community care licensing. So keep that in mind. And I think that's it, guys. That's all I want to talk about this for today. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Please like, subscribe, share with all your families and friends. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.